YouTube channel, Making Sense of Credit. I'm Tony Hill. I'm a personal and small business credit coach, online marketer, YouTuber. Hey, welcome. Welcome back to my channel. I told you I was going to be bringing some more content, to stay with me. Uh, Look, today's video is going to be about statute of limitations on your old debt. Also, but the title for today is, really how not to restart the clock on your old debt. Look, before I jump in, smash the like button, hit the notification bell for upcoming content, make a comment if you like, and share this with your friends and family if you think it's something they could use. And most of all, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. And also, I appreciate all the comments that you folks have made in the past. So look, let me get at it. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, at the end, stay with me to the end, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a credit hack as far as a script go, which you can say to the lenders when they call you unexpectedly, or if you do pick up. But stay with me to the end. I'll share that with you. Hey, look. First of all, statute of limitations is going to vary from state to state. You should always Google your state to see what the statute of limitations in your state is on your debt. Sometimes statute of limitations are different on different things, as far as related to that. So check that out. Also, sometimes, most of them are 3 to 6 years. Some states could be longer. I'm not an expert in statute of limitation. I know that in each state. So check that out. What can restart? What can restart your old debt? Making a payment, partial payment. Anytime you make a payment, you get into a payment agreement, the clock restarts on your debt. What you should do also, you should check out, look at your credit report and see when your debt first went delinquent. That's really is going to be when you can start from there on the statute of limitations on that debt. Agreeing to make a payment. Oh, you know what? I'll pay you next week. Or as soon as you get in that agreement, whether you make a payment, make a partial payment, or get into agreement. Once you get an agreement, you started the clock on that debt all over again. So if it was 4 years, depending on, I think it was Texas, whatever state you're in, you start the clock over on that debt. Once you agree to pay, or you make a partial payment, or you admit to the debt. Somebody call you and go, yeah, that's mine. Well, you just admitted to it. What you don't want to do, you don't want to admit to your debt, and you could say that for another time if you're going to pay it off, or let the clock tick out. Run out on it, because depending on the statute of limitation. Look, the debt's going to be on your credit for 7 years if you don't do anything about it. But also remember that even though the statute of limitation run out, that don't mean the creditor and debt collectors aren't going to try not to collect. They're going to still maybe come after to collect, but it's on you to know what the statute of limitations is. So, I know I've had a couple of clients that have recently signed up with me, and I looked at a few things that they had. They go, oh yeah, I paid that, and I say, well, statute of limitations ran out, X amount of months on that, and they're like, oh, I didn't know. So don't ever pay debt that's timed out, because they can't collect on it, right? Yes, it's going to be on your credit, but that's when what you're doing right now, watching these videos and getting some of the tools out there to help you clean up your credit. You can get some of that stuff to go away. Also, too, let me just make a note on this. Look, when a collection first hits your credit, and you might see your scores drop tremendously. Look, there's nothing like a fresh collection debt that's on your account. So to think about it, if you have the means, people always say, well, I watch these videos, they say never pay debt. And it drive me crazy sometimes with these creditors. They say, well, never pay old debt, or never pay debt unless you can do a pay for deletion. Look, the thing about it, if you got this thing sitting on there like a sack of coal on your credit, and you have the means to pay it, then pay it off. Or let it, or let it time out. The other thing too is that, sometimes the debt may not be affecting your credit as much, especially if it's a small debt. If it's a large debt, a repo, something that's pretty large. Number one, you aren't going to get your mortgage if you got something like a repo on your credit, right? You know that because they're going to want to pay it or settle or delete it, whatever the case may be. So, but there's nothing more devastating than a huge amount sitting there that's a charge off, whatever case. And you'll do, no matter what you do to your credit, you won't see it really. You're like, oh, my credit just won't move. I did everything else, but you got this one, I call it a sack of coal sitting on your credit. And that's because of that. So you have to try to maneuver and eventually get that thing settled or do a pay for deletion. The other thing is you might want to know, does the clock start over when I dispute my debt? No, it does not. Your clock on the clock doesn't start on your debt when you dispute it, unless you admit to the debt. Now you be careful about your disputes. If you're disputing that it's not yours or whatever, but make sure you choose the right reason to dispute the debt. Otherwise, once you admit to it, yes, the clock could start on that debt. But really, that's about it. Once again, remember, making a partial payment plan, agreeing to pay it, admitting to the debt. Don't ever admit to the debt. That way you could figure it out later. The other thing is, and I'm gonna cut this short. So look, the credit hack that I have for you is this. Here's where a lot of people get in trouble where they see new collections come on their credit. So phone rings, you pick up the phone. Yeah, this is Tony Hill. Folks, language is important. So if you pick up always when you pick up your phone call, especially, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of spam going on where you say hello and certain things, people can charge your card or whatever the case may be. So, you should be answering the phone because once again, language is important. Mass, who's calling? Oh, this is AMBC credit, or this is Verizon, whoever the collector is. I would just say, please cease and desist in calling this number any further. Boom, and hang up on them. Or that's the script for you. May I ask who's calling? Please cease and desist calling this number any further. Click. Or block the call. If you don't want to talk to them, block them. That way they can't get a hold of you. What happens a lot of times, clients go, man, I keep getting these new collections on my account. That's because you keep picking up the phone and admitting to the debt. so don't admit to the debt. So either block them, mask who's calling, cease and desist, and calling this number any further. That way, if they have the address, they have to send it to you. Look, I have a client that's got that many collections, but you know what? None of those collections are on her file because she never admitted to any of those things. So they really can't put it on your account unless you admit to it. And people go, I don't remember admitting. You may not, but somehow, some way, you admitted to it or you verified that it was yours. So language is important. Please use that, for what it's worth. So look, that's about it. Don't restart the clock on no debt, and do the best you can to not admit to the debt. Don't make payments if you don't, unless you can pay it off. Look, there's nothing wrong with pay for deletions. People always say, oh man, how can I expedite my credit and get my credit up fast? Look, if you got some debt there, do pay for deletions and they're gone. No question, I would do that. Depending on the situation that you're in. If time is on your side, then let it fall off, or whatever the case may be. Work on it. I got a lot of things you can purchase in the description below that'll help you get some stuff cleaned up off your credit. Look, that's about it. Tony Hill, Making Sense of Credit, making sense of making money online. I just wanted to drop this video to you. I'm going to be coming back to you with some more content. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And then also check out my new Making Sense of Disputes blueprint that I just put out the other day. That's going to help you with get some inquiries deleted off, negative accounts, and late payments. So, hey, still in the middle of coronavirus. Stay 6 feet, 8 feet back. Be safe, and please wear a mask. All right, peace, guys.